It's Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour with your hosts, Bob Katie
and John Piccarillo.
Welcome to episode 129 of Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour.
Welcome back on board.
Ooh, tricky there, huh?
That's right.
Tricky.
Tricky, this guy.
Yeah, see, it took the Three Stooges being here to take your place.
I noticed that.
Oh, now you're going to do all sorts of stuff on me quick.
I can
Why do
tell.
you want that beer so bad?
Because he's thirsty, dummy.
I could tell people were playing with my balls.
Yeah, they're sniffing your balls, playing with your
Smelling
balls.
them. I watched them do it.
Yeah,
Disgusting.
they were like all over your shit in your playground here, huh?
This is my space. I don't know what people were thinking, just because I go away for a little while. Just take over there. I saw it. I don't think you had the speed there, Greg, to this.
Oh yeah. Well, he said he didn't. You tried, yeah.
You did a little bit wibble wobbly there.
Yeah, you clanging your balls around there.
It's a way to do it, though, man. Just do it.
Yeah.
I gotta have a good sip here.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It was it was good. It was the first time we had 4 people on the set,
Yeah, so it had
and none of them were you.
test your ingenuity.
And it worked.
Had to come up with some alternative things.
That was all right.
I see a little thing here. Chain. That's a chain.
Yeah. Well,
I was going to use it.
Oh, no. Yeah, you got your own. You didn't have
Would
to.
it work?
Yeah.
Should have, right?
Yeah. It would work.
Otherwise, I got this big dangling thing.
I just had to make room for one more headphone, and I had some tucked underneath in our table in our drawers, but nobody sees. I had another microphone, another headphone.
Yeah, I enjoyed
Jack
that. It was
and
a
stuff.
little change between seeing.
How was it being the spectator?
Yeah. It was. Well, I
When you didn't know it was
listened to
coming.
the whole thing. I didn't watch the whole thing
Well, still, you should still get.
because I was on the plane. I had it on iTunes.
How was it taking in the podcast?
Yeah, it was different.
Waiting to see where things were headed.
It was different. It's just, you know what? It's just not the same without me. That's all there is. You know how much I like listening to myself, don't you? Don't you?
There seems to have been a misunderstanding about what kind of boat guys we're going to be.
I really do like listening to myself.
Yeah, we know that.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, don't go the wrong way with that. Technical, you're back already.
What are you doing?
Technical difficulties.
What are you doing?
Here's your beer, asshole.
There, that's what we're doing. Well, don't leave us in suspense here. Come on.
I wanted to see if you were big.
I beg. I've heard everything you're going to say.
I know.
Part of me wanted to stop you in the last 2 days, but I'm like, he'll explode.
Yeah. I know.
He'll explode.
Well, let me start off with the worst part of the trip.
The end.
If anybody doesn't know, I was in Italy for 2 weeks.
Yeah. If you didn't know, where the hell were you?
So leaving, obviously nobody wants to leave vacation, but here's the way it went down is we did
Don't do that.
this wicked tour. I mean, it was up at 6, breakfast, on the bus, you're going to the next biggest destination in Italy. That was every day. You know, lunch, on the bus, go to the next best destination. You know what I mean? And then dinner. The nice thing about lunch is I drank wine with every lunch. And then we had like a 2 or 3 hour ride, and I could just like sleep on the bus. You know, woke up and I was there. It was
What did they give you for like lunches on the bus?
No, it's not on the bus. We get it at a restaurant and stuff, like a local fare.
Oh, and then you get on the bus.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What the way you just said it was like you were eating on the bus, and I was like, okay.
I've got to be completely honest with you. I was more blown away by several lunches than I was dinners.
Really?
I would have to say the majority of lunches kicked such ass. Sitting at the dinner table is like, I don't even know why I'm here.
Well, oh, really? Oh, that much?
And we didn't eat dinner till 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So, but on several occasions we had such an awesome lunch. I mean, you didn't realize how much you were eating, but you ate. You know what I mean?
Well, especially when you're on vacation.
Look. There was only one moment in my whole trip there that I had a bottle of wine with wine in it for free. It came with the meal. And I didn't have the room to finish the wine.
Whoa.
That's right. I mean,
Am I liquid paranoid or is he busting my balls?
liquid usually, I know beer fills me up a little bit more, but usually liquid can't top me off. And I was topped off. Dave, this one guy, him and I were putting wines away, putting them down. Reminds me of Tracy's stepfather. He had the same name, too, Dave. And he kind of acted like him, but this guy loved drinking wine. So him and I were always like, yeah, John, we're going to need more wine. You don't know how many times I heard Dave say that. Yeah, John, we're going to need more wine.
Well, we were surprised when you texted us that you stayed up with two ladies drinking whiskey.
That was
And it was like, and everybody was like, of course, everybody texted back like, what? No wine? And you were like, I needed a break from the wine.
Yeah. No, this was like 4.5 star hotel is where the Piano Man was.
Oh, that's when you were texting us about the piano stuff.
And I happened to. Well, the night before, the way it was going up until this point was the whole group would meet after dinner and get a cocktail. That kind of happened a lot of times. So this one particular night, people were shot. There was quite a few older folks with us, and this particular night they were just shot from everything they'd done. And it was probably my only late night. Every night I probably was in bed by 11 o'clock. This one night I decided to go down and get a stiff drink. That's what I wanted to. So I got whiskey, and
You don't
Stiff
get
drink?
in your
Cool.
best little boy suit and expect me not to get a raging cartilager?
so I got to tell you, I text myself.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe there's a way around it, but anyway, she gave me her number to text her, so I actually have her number. I could call her, but it wasn't that type of thing. We just hung out. The news in the morning that was going around the entire group was that I was up with flight attendants. Now, I don't have any idea. I didn't say anything about them because I didn't even once think of them as flight attendants. All I knew is they were from Chicago, so I could talk easy to them. You know what I mean?
They were American.
Yeah, they were American.
Were they cute? Yeah.
One reminded me of Katrina.
Uh-huh.
The other one was a MILF, Yeah, she wasn't young.
I didn't say anything. There's nothing. I didn't say anything young. I said cute.
She was cute. Oh, yeah, definitely cute.
Okay.
Definitely cute. I guess I always try to put an age on it so people don't think I'm chasing young girls, you know what I mean? But here's the thing that I really...
As long as they're legal.
Look at everywhere you go in the world, you're going to find a couple things. One of them is crime. The other one is... Well, not everywhere in the world, I guess, but the chances are the young, beautiful women are around beaches and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can kind of count on it for that.
Well, yeah, you sent us some shots of the. Were they Swedish or something?
Yeah,
Or
they must have been off
Norwegian
one
or
of the
something?
cruise lines or something. But that's the whole
Blonde
thing
and
there. is
young and
they come from all over. So
long
there's
legs.
I saw beautiful Italian women, but I saw women from all over the world. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I saw at least two that had their makeup done a little extra, and they were a little darker, and had the whole Cleopatra thing going on, and it was hot. Oh, yes. Yeah. But here's the thing. Here's what there was a lot of. Unfortunately, I wasn't participating, but there was a lot more, in my opinion. I think Italian women my age were looking good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I tried to think, why is that? And I was thinking that it might have something to do with, I think American women by my age want to have power. You know what I mean? And be like, I don't know, or they're not, I don't know, as spry, you know?
They are you saying they feel a little run down and they don't feel youthful and exuberant?
Maybe that's not where I was going though. I was thinking maybe they're more buried in professionalism.
They're stressed.
Yeah. Yes. That's a good way. I guess that's the way to. I guess that's
I mean, like
the way.
every fucking American.
Yeah. So that's a good way to. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it because I didn't. I saw a couple pissed off Italians,
Yeah.
but they don't seem. There was a driver with some other group that he was going off.
Well, we know there's a history of pissed off Italians. Otherwise, you wouldn't get the mafia.
Yeah. No. Learned about a lot about the mafia, but I don't have a photogenic memory because let me tell you, part of the exhaustion was Claudia. She'll fucking talk, man, and she'd be like this. This is how she'd be. And don't get me wrong, she was beautiful, and I loved listening.
I saw her.
And
Yeah.
I loved listening to her. But this is the way it used to go. Like I told you, everybody would pass out after lunch. We'd have this huge-ass, delicious meal of all the shit that you can imagine that's Italian and delicious. With wine. We went to a wine tasting. I thought it was going to be like sip a wine, you know, and like a little piece of bread or something, because they said light lunch. The fucking bruschetta come out and like loaves of toasted oiled bread because the winery was also
Everything has to do with bread, doesn't it?
Oh man, and the one that toured us there was awesome. She was like, you know, much quicker than I can say it because she must have done this spiel a bunch. But basically, she was saying, you know, hey, look at me, I drink a shot of olive oil every day. I'm 198 years old, you know, and she just keep talking like that. But she was pro olive oil. And I'll tell you, I learned a lot about olive oil. You know, even if you buy olive oil in the can, you got to watch how it's made because like commercial olive oil is not like getting it from the way I got it. You know what I mean? From a small vineyard in the hills of Italy is the way to get the best olive oil. And I mean, you put it on your little lightly toast, like all kinds of breakfast bread like style over there.
Yeah.
So you get that toasted and you just put olive oil on it. Oh man, that alone is good. But then there'd be sun-dried tomatoes and all this shit, cheese, prosciutto, calamari, you know what I mean? Everything. Oh, it just kept going and going. And then the wines, they gave us 3 of each, and they had 6 different ones. So the table was full of wine. I just passed right out on that one. On the bus, when we got the next thing you know, we're at the hotel. We got to check in. After that, you got about an hour, take a shower and stuff, and then you're back at dinner. That was my first one. I was like, oh my god, I can't eat. I can't eat anymore. Oh, there's 2 of them that happened. Well, I think the other one was a little island when we were in Venice. And it was like a little fishing village. So they had this little restaurant. That's where I got my linguine with clams.
Oh,
They were like small like this. So delicious. My God, it was so good. So that was the second time. And the last one was when we went to see my dad's house.
Yeah.
The family. We went out for a ride to see a bunch of cool shit. And when we got back, the spread was out. I could have went to the hotel and gone to bed. There was no need for me to go to that dinner. We like went out of our way to leave early to make the like big bon voyage dinner, thinking it's gonna be a big deal, but we didn't need to show up to that. Oh man, I could barely eat. I told the guy don't even bring dessert. I tried to rough it through because the first was mozzarella. You know, I mean it's buffalo mozzarella, so it's fantastic mozzarella and cheese with a little bit of balsamic vinegar and some basil. And we do that up at the lake all the time. So it's like, okay, it's kind of light. I can get through that. And I did. I ate that much. And then the pasta came. And I had like a quarter of it. And then I was like, okay, I'm done. Just let me drink wine. And I was like, wine. I'm like, I'm full. There's nothing I can do. I can't do. I knew if I ate or drank anything more, I was going to throw up. I was totally full.
You should have just did the old. I forget who used to do it, but you know. You drink and then you kind of spit it out. Then you're like, I'm full. No more for me, thanks. I'm driving.
That was the
Why do you want that beer so bad?
Because he's thirsty, dummy.
I do my very best to clean a plate, but that was my worst. Even Brandon who was devouring other people's foods because they couldn't eat it all because he's a machine. Even he was done. When we were there. He's looking at me. When I sat right across from him, he's like, I can't do it. So there was no lack of food. Let me put it that way.
Hold that thought.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Time to make the chimmy fucking chongas.
You can find us at Bob and John's Podcast at gmail.com, on Buzzsprout.com, or iTunes, and
Loose and Buttery on the Twitter and Instagram or Facebook Live.
and on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel at Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour. Give him the wink. There it is.
That's all right.
Give Greg the wink. Which is also good news. He had a little throat doctor thing. He had a little throat thing going on.
Always makes me nervous.
Yeah. But he got he's minor irritation, which I think we've all been called at one time or another.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
Yep.
That's a good thing. He got the A-OK from the doc that he just needs to, fix a few diet and other stuff.
I didn't even say what I started with.
Go for it.
So after that big lunch at my cousin's house,
Yep.
Dad's home, original home, got to look at the hills and stuff like all around. It's amazing, beautiful scenery. It's unbelievable, really. The mountains of Italy. It's fantastic.
The mountains of Italy.
Grapevines, fig trees. I mean, the prickly pears?
Prickly pears?
Yeah, did you never have one?
I don't think so.
Okay, well,
Maybe I did, and I don't know what it is.
you don't want to touch one.
Okay,
gotta
then
grab it with
I've
a-
never eaten something. I've never eaten anything I can't touch.
Okay, well, these things grow on cactuses.
Well, yeah, that'd be prickly.
These things are huge. They've been in the family for years. It's huge, enormous. And they grow tons of prickly pears. They picked, like right there, I videotaped it. They picked like 20 in one shot, just, and some of them are way up high, so they just poke this thing and cut the big cactus chunk off to get it, because the damn thing grows like a fucking weed, you know what I mean? So they don't even care if they chop it all up to get one. It's crazy. It's awesome. So anyway, after all of that, and I could go on about every detail. I don't know if I can keep your attention for all that long, but Saturday night was my last night in Italy. We went to the dinner that we didn't need, and I got back to the room, and it was time to finish up any wine that I had bought, because I like to have a couple glasses all by myself while I do my personal wine down thing, which was hard with Dave because he wanted to hang out and drink all the wine. Every once in a while, I'd have to take a little bottle of wine. We go, all right, I'm going upstairs.
Just need a moment by myself.
So I get. Now I think the night before, my phone had restarted, and it pissed me off because it's restarted on its own a couple times since I've owned it. And I don't know exactly.
Oh no, it hasn't restarted a couple times. You've been.
I had to restore it.
You've been highly fucking irritated with that
Yeah,
phone. You got a lemon. That's all you can say.
so angry.
Yeah. No matter what product, especially a product put out on that massive a scale, you're going to end up with a lemon at some point.
So anyway, the phone goes dead. And it wasn't my battery. I used to put that thing in every night, so no matter how long the day was, I had the ability to take pictures.
Yeah.
So I know it didn't die from the battery. So I do the hard reboot a couple times, and I get it up and chuggling a little bit, but not quite. And I didn't have my computer with me. I did that on purpose, trying to travel light. My goal was with this big-ass gig on here, I should be able to have enough to take all the pictures I want, come home, plug in the phone, and I got it backed up. Well, the last time, it barely started. So I said, look, there's nothing I can do about it right now. I got all the pictures I could possibly want. I just need that thing to work one more time. That's it. So I put it away. And I did the rest of my trip with my iPad, which was fucked up because I don't have half of the shit I have on my phone on my iPad. My iPad's more of a home thing for me. So even that one, I was like, I had to pick up a whole bunch of weird stuff. I started playing Candy Crush. You know how bad it is when you get to that level.
No, I don't. I'd never get to that level.
Well, I used
I
to
just
do it
go
different.
nappy.
Well, now there were times I just couldn't. On the way there, I couldn't. I mean, we got up here at 6 o'clock in the morning to head to the bus that brought us to JFK, that brought us to Rome.
Yeah.
And we get there, and it's 8 o'clock in the morning, and your first tour starts at 9. It's a long fucking day, bro. And I didn't sleep at all on the plane. So that's why once I got to the, have a regular day, it was like I couldn't even get to the end of the day. I was just like, I'm going to bed. And it wasn't drunkenness. That's the thing.
It was just sleep deprivation.
Yeah.
Sleep deprivation.
So then I get to, I had Monday off, thank God. If I had to work Monday, I would have quit. I know it. I know it. So I took Monday off, so I had a day to gather my thoughts. And sure enough, I have to. So I go to the Apple store, thinking that they're going to be the saviors, because they are the geniuses,
The genius.
That's like God, right? That might as well be. Right? And now she said, well, let me take it out back. Let me see what they got, the little thing. She comes back. No, there's nothing we can do. Now she wanted to sell. She wanted to take the phone and give me a new phone, replica, replacement, $300 some bucks. And then she told. Now I probably would have jumped on it at that point. But then she told me we don't have one in stock. It's going to take 5 to 7 days. I'm like, no, I need a phone tomorrow. You know what I mean? I'm not going without my phone now. Especially before that. If you could get my pictures out of the phone, you can smash it with a hammer. If that's what gets them out, I don't care about the phone. You can have it. But I finally brought my old ass phone, which is still running. That's why I've been sticking with Apple products. My first 2 lasted wicked long. So anyway, I go to AT&T, and we've got a deal to get a replacement because I did have insurance, which was good. So I think it cost me about $100 to replace it, and they got it to me the next day. It's not bad. And so far, it's been working good. And it's got a 12-month guarantee warranty, so that brings me at least to the next update season.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's okay. And here's the good news. The only reason why I'm smiling, because let me tell you. I can't even tell you the last time I was that heartbroken. Really. I can't tell you what could have broken my heart more than finding out I lost all my pictures. Really. It was the most devastating feeling I've had. And I didn't have it until the store. When she told me there's nothing we can do, that's when it hit me like, wow, they're gone.
Yeah.
I was like, I just sat there with my, she left. I didn't even know what to say.
This could turn violent. I must go away from him.
So I went to the Sprint store, and we made a pretty decent deal. And when she swapped the card, I saw a little symbol, because I hadn't seen anything light up on it in quite a while. And I was like, oh, isn't that peculiar,
It's got life.
So I got home, and I saw the symbol again. It's the symbol to charge it.
Yeah.
So I plug it in to charge it, and the fucking home screen came on. I mean, I can't tell you how fast I jumped over my bed with the cord and to plug in the machine, which was I've been having set up ready to sync it, and I got him. I mean, it was the best day of my life. It was the best thing that happened to me. I can't even remember how long. There's got to be 1,000 pictures on there, and maybe 50 videos. You know what I mean? I had a ton of memories. Tons of memories.
Tons.
Shit I may never see again.
Tons.
They say Venice, our guide said, they say Venice lifespan is lucky another 200 years.
Before
Between
it's
water
underwater.
rising and them
Yeah.
sinking a bit.
Yeah. Well, if water's rising, they're sinking. So that's kind of the same thing. 6 of one, half dozen of another. I used your thing there.
Yeah, but in this case, it's not quite accurate. Because if this is solid ground, and so if you sink 5 feet and the water rises 5 feet, you're 10 feet underwater.
But why are they sinking?
Because they were built on poles. It was all marsh.
Okay.
So they built these coliseums.
So they can't go and fix those?
No.
Why not? It's 2017. They did it to begin with.
I don't. No. I don't think there's that. That's the marvel of it. Is how did they do it 2,000 years?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Why isn't somebody figuring this out?
I guess you just can't jack up the city. You know what I mean?
They jacked it up to begin with.
I know. It's amazing. Yeah, but you need a boat to get around in Venice.
Wow, that's Venice.
That makes me happy. There's a fucking highway in Venice that like 6 boats deep.
Forever, as a kid and stuff, I always used to get them confused because Vienna in Austria is like that also, and it starts with a fucking V. So it's like, Venice, Vienna. I always had to pause for a moment to think where.
I definitely have a new love for Venice. And another thing, I didn't take a lot of pictures about, but you know me, and like kilns and stuff like that interest me. So they brought us to a glass blowing shop, which is something I'd like to do. It looks interesting. You get to play with fire. I mean, it'd be a fun winter thing for me. Mm-hmm. And so it was interesting. You know what I mean? But the chances of that happening on that trip to me would be slim to none. You know what I mean? The only thing I probably would have been better is either forging steel or
Forging steel.
welding. You know,
Forging steel.
it'd have to be ancient though, not up to date, because the age of everything there is so fucking old. We don't have anything. We're babies here. We're children.
Babies. We're babies.
In your face, all over the place. We're online 24/7. 24/7. You're listening to the hottest internet station.
Bob and John Super Duper Variety Power.
You're titillated, aren't you?
Housekeeping?
No, thank you. Sleeping.
Housekeeping?
Come back in an hour.
Housekeeping, you want towel?
More towels. Need sleepy.
Housekeeping, you want mint for pillow?
Please go away. Let me sleep for the love of God.
Housekeeping, you want me to jerk you off?
What kind of hotel is this?
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Time to make the chimmy fucking chongas.
You can find us at Bob and John's Podcast at gmail.com, on Buzzsprout.com, and iTunes, or
At Loose and Buttery on the Twitter and Instagram or Facebook Live.
and on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page, Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour. We are T-minus. I think I shouldn't say T-minus. I don't know the way I want to put that. This is episode 129, the return of the big guy. Episode 131.
I might be able to pull that off for next week.
How next week?
I don't know. What's he doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Friday.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, you're not here this weekend, are you?
I don't know. Maybe tomorrow I might be.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
I still got 2 beers from Vermont I'm waiting to share.
Yeah, right? Okay, so now John's throwing this whole bunch of things in the mix.
Me?
Yeah. Probably not, because unfortunately I have to get more to work.
I've got shit to do.
Yeah, boy, don't I ever. Woo. I think we're going to stick with where we made that plan with Jay. So he'll be back for episode 131 and beyond.
Long-term plan.
And beyond. The big guy will be back. And
oh yeah, we're good all winter, right?
yeah, you should be. Yeah. Jay will be back.
We got to find a place for this.
We will. Oh, don't you worry about it.
All right. Did you make the announcement?
No, not yet.
All right, fine.
There's nothing. No announcements have been made or anything yet.
All right.
It's
my balls.
It's that
my balls in my hand.
It's that jinx thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want to say until until papers are signed, stamped, sealed, delivered.
There's hours of conversation with it.
Oh, well, that's the stories can always be told after. That's
right.
That's for sure.
Oh, I forgot. So this is what Claudia would do. Everybody's passed the fuck out on the bus, right? And she's got a microphone, so the speakers are all over the bus. You know?
Fuck.
Yeah, exactly. I see you're all sleeping. I know you're tired, but you must see Mount Vesuvius. Hey, Mamma mia! She exploded in the year.
John's sitting there looking at her going, if you would just do that naked, I would be right here with you.
She was great. She called herself an escort. She wasn't. Yeah, she wasn't a tour guide. And there's a big difference because she organizes everything. Everything. You know, I mean, from the time you get off the plane to the time you get on the plane, she was there, and she spoke English, Italian, and French. Yes. So yeah, she was great. But anyways, that means organizing licensed regional tour guides.
Yeah.
Like you have to you pay and you have to pass a class for like a certain region where you are. So she basically bring in the expert of that town for the tour.
This wasn't, so this tour wasn't like they found Giuseppe,
Right.
woke up Giuseppe in the corner square
No.
and said, take these
This
people
was all,
around.
well, as a matter of fact, I have about 10 of these single earpiece things that they'd hook us up with radio, so even when we got split up, we could still hear what she was talking about. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
yeah, so it was pretty.
So there is technology in Italy.
Yeah.
Woo, look at that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. You get too far away, it starts to crackle a little.
Well, yeah,
I learned that.
that's understandable.
And it was really funny. The first time everybody used one, nobody could fucking hear. But you realize they're built like a regular headphone.
Yeah.
That means they're not all the same. So some of them are like for the right ear, and some of them for the left, just like the way these are.
Mm-hmm.
They don't sound right if you put them in the other way. So like everybody was confused out of their mind. When that first big church I posted,
Yeah.
everybody, I got that picture because everyone was like, "Oh, mine's not working. I can't hear anything." But it was the first time anybody used them. You know, some of them can't hear anyway, so that was the problem. But yeah, that was good. And like I said, the ones at the winery there said to she said to the group, she's like, "Oh, these are the olives. They're very they're bitter right now. They're very bitter right now because you have to cure them to make them what we're used to." Mm-hmm. Something I didn't know was the color of the olives. It's not a green olive tree or a black olive tree. You just have an olive tree, and if you pick them later, you get a black olive.
Oh,
Pick 'em
so
earlier
there
than
isn't a
green.
green or a black olive necessarily. It's just when you pick the
That's
olive.
when you pick them.
Wow.
Yeah. So I didn't know that. So anyway, she says to the
Wouldn't that be weird if that was with people too? Why do you have one brother that's white and one's black? He was picked earlier, and he sat on the tree a little longer.
Yeah. Ripened.
If people were ripe and unripe.
She says, "Anybody want to taste the olive off of the tree? Feel free. You'll never forget it." Brandon took one and he ate it and he was like, it's really bitter.
And you never forget it.
And you never forget it.
Never forget that.
Never forget it. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I gotta find her on Facebook though. I do have her Facebook.
John's gonna stalk. No. He doesn't do such things.
I thought about it. I thought about it the other night, and it's funny how life does what it does. So like, I mean, this trip was.
What does life do, John?
This trip was exactly what I
hoped it would be.
Hoped for. Yeah.
It went beyond expectations.
It exceeded my expectations. Yeah, by far exceeded my expectations. But in order to do that, my mindset was my mother and father.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I knew instantly when they started to struggle, and I realized how hard it has to be. So that's where my mindset was, honestly. That's really what it was. But I didn't think about this until I got home, and I was thinking, like, wow, you know, if it was just me on this tour, if I just picked this random tour and I did it on my own, I would have been stuffed up her ass like nobody's business. And you bet I got to know her pretty good.
See, with having to be in a group and deal with that type of stuff, that kind of took you out of John's single hedonistic,
Right, exactly.
looking for carnal knowledge, that type of thing. You know what I mean?
It did. Which I'm not, I have no complaints about.
Yeah.
But I did get thinking about it later. Like, I always wonder, you always wonder what if, they, you know, because she was fun to talk to, but her attention was needed by everybody.
Yeah.
You didn't have free moments with her. That just doesn't happen. And she was also very professional. You know what I mean? Like, as I do similar stuff, tours when I do customer service.
I noticed that one picture you posted, though. It was like your groin was almost pointing toward her.
You're the second guy that said that. See, now I haven't even noticed, but
Because it was completely. It was kind of like. Hey, take a picture. Like groin right there, like you were pointing your picker right at her.
that's great. You're gonna have to post that one somewhere.
Yeah, well, this ain't happening because we are literally doing this. You people are going to be watching this or listening to this on Friday. We are doing this Thursday night, and as soon as I'm done, I go over to the computer and start editing it. So, yeah, we haven't done
Turnaround one.
I don't think I've done this fast of a turnaround. I think this might be the
record.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've done them where we've done them the night before. Like
Well, you
the night
called
before.
Mercy the other night. We could have got it done.
You were headed down a path that was really that was not conducive to. You would have been down.
I had to get back on.
Looking for a little slab and pickle.
Yeah,
Back
he
on
was.
track.
Yeah, he was too pent up and ready to go, and all this other stuff, and didn't quite work out. And then yesterday we had band practice, so.
Which we needed. Well, no, it was great. Sounded awesome.
Yeah, it did. Everybody was surprised.
We needed it
Oh, we definitely need him.
for our souls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We need to go because we haven't had a full band practice in like 2 months.
I know.
Doing all those all the old tunes in the set, and we could have pulled off a gag last night.
Hey, I got from the tour. I feel confident about at least half a dozen people that said they definitely want to. They're going to be near there and they want to check it out.
There's some people from the boat, the dock one that are coming.
Every group counts.
Yeah, yep. It seems like when you tell somebody you're playing out, and
This one's an easy sell.
yeah, but that's it. And then they say, "Where you playing?" Oh, Dinosaur Barbecue.
I want to check that place out. I want to get dinner.
Or no, it's like, oh, I love that place. It's like that's like the place to go.
Yes.
Why do you want that beer so bad?
Because he's thirsty, dummy.
We don't have a top 5. We don't have a top 10. We don't have anything.
But we need to rock that one because we want to be in an easy sell. We want to be back.
Oh, in an easy lift too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a kind of a win-win.
Well, it's not that easy of a lift for you, but
It's never easy for me.
the last one was. You had it easier than we did.
Oh, that was good.
You showed up with. You didn't even have to bring most of the shit you brought.
Yeah, I didn't.
You all you had to do is bring a pair of sticks.
I should be more particular though, because some of those things are
You just had to bring a pair. It was fine.
signature.
Yeah, but it worked fine. You couldn't have asked for any better on that.
The one before was pretty damn nice.
The ruck.
No. The other light lift, that benefit we played.
Oh yeah, that one was nice too. Yeah, that was another one you didn't have to either.
That was probably the best one because it's a pretty big upgrade because it was a kind of cage.
Oh, okay.
And I wasn't going to fall off the stage.
Yeah.
So those were two big bonuses. That one right there was really nice for me.
Yeah, that's why if you look at some of the stuff from Diva Fest, that with some of the songs we have up there, I'm not even moving an inch because I didn't know when I was going to fall. Big stage
Behind you.
Well, it's just everywhere.
Rock off of that chair, you're going to be in trouble.
Exactly. You fall. Oh. So, by the way, 151 is playing October 28th at the Dinosaur Barbecue in Troy, New York.
It's going to be a good one.
Yeah. The 151 being us two and the three knuckleheads that were here
Last week.
Yeah, Larry, Moe, and Curly.
You got to meet the whole band. You have an idea who we are.
Yep, and
Who's
actually,
the sick fuckers?
Chris. He's a very dark. He's a very dark He's a very dark gentleman. That's what he is.
Yeah. You know,
Disturbing. He scared everybody.
He pretends to be the quiet guy.
Oh, he's the quiet one.
No, he's the quiet one. You watch out for those. You watch out for those.
Exactly.
Sick, twisted fuck.
Yeah, go back and watch episode 128 and you know what we're talking about. Yeah, he gets a little spooky sometimes.
There's got to be one in every band. That's right.
Has to be one in every band. But we are going to start either twice a month or once a month with a new music podcast. Now, who's going to be on it from the band? That will be dictated on who shows up for that particular night. So,
All I know is if I'm here, I get my mic.
well, that's pretty obvious, isn't it?
All right, just saying. Greg looked a little cozy over here. He's like, whoa. This is a good spot. Looking at the camera a little bit, trying to give the old turn.
Oh my God, my pipe organ! Yay!
This was my idea because those damn things pissed me off.
I mean, these great things that I love.
That sucks.
Awesome.
You always gave me the shit one. That's why.
I didn't give you the
see
shit
that
one.
It's not even out here. There's another one, and it was the shit one.
Because you slapped it around, probably.
I don't touch it. I like
You
it.
cause problems.
One place.
Cause problems, you do. Jay never has any problem with his. I haven't any problem with mine.
Mine was different than your guys. No, it was not. Yeah, you gave me like the prototype. I looked.
That wasn't the prototype.
Yeah. It was all like.
Look, these two are different too. They're different. They're the same thing, but they're just different makes by different companies.
Sounds like a Spinal Tap thing. It's the same thing, just different.
Oh dear Lord. Dear God.
When I bend over to push the button, my ass will be the last thing you ever see.
How'd the ass hold up, by the way?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, pretty good.
Didn't feel bad using your donut on the plane?
I used it on the bus to JFK. Mm-hmm. And actually, one of the things that I found really great, because compared to what I normally lug around in my backpack was pretty empty.
Oh, yeah.
I had my laptop, a sweatshirt.
Laptop? You said you didn't bring your computer.
My iPad.
iPad.
A sweatshirt and my...
They let you use your iPad on the plane?
Yes, no problem.
Oh, good.
So I had extra room. Believe it or not, my donut could slip right in my backpack.
Ooh.
I didn't even have to take air out of it and everything. Just stuffed it in there. So inconspicuously, well, yeah, bam, 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 no problemo. Yep, no problem. No, not feel bad at all. No problem. It's like slinging cards.
Right in there.
But what I did find, because I used it the entire flight there, I don't want to mess up SOP.
No, don't mess up that SOP.
So the entire flight I used my donut. But my legs were really starting to bother me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I came back...
Sometimes my ass now falls asleep in a movie. All depends on the seat we get in the movie theater, but my ass sometimes I'll be wriggling in a movie. Mm-hmm. My ass will fall asleep.
But that's the pain in the ass about traveling, man. It's the fucking flight sucks.
Yeah.
Like Claudia was telling me, her toughest clients have been Australians for two reasons. A, it takes them like a day, an entire day to fly there.
Yeah.
So they're irritated. B, you can get beer in Italy, but you can't get a ton of beer in Italy. The problem is they're
You don't hear. Yeah, you don't hear much Italian beers.
no, the Australians want their beer, and the Italians will tell them, "You're in Italy, we drink wine."
Yeah.
They're like, "I don't fucking care. I want beer.
I don't care, mate.
Give me
I want my beer.
Foster."
I want my beer. I want Foster's. I want my beer, mate.
So here's the thing. I thought about this. I got over.
Foster's is Australian for beer.
Yeah, I got over it. I had honestly maybe 6 beers while I was in Italy the whole time. Here's the thing. I found some, and we're talking about very particular. They have rest stops on the highway, and it's like the best place to get anything. They are. They're like super centers, and they have all the best shit. And so it's the only place I saw I could buy a 6-pack, and so that's the max. You know, I buy a 30. But it wouldn't have worked anyway because I got to without a fucking cooler.
Mr. Cooler.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know you didn't have your cooler with you because I was fucking tripping over it for fucking 2 weeks.
I know. It wouldn't have made any sense because to get ice there is nearly impossible. I was at 2 places in all of Italy, and I told both of them, and I left the best tips too. I told both of them, and I said, "You're my new friend."
I like you.
And they didn't understand. I said, you got ice. I haven't seen it. That's why I got hung up in that one bar because it's like cold. For some reason just was working for me.
Coolness.
So it's not like I could fill up a cooler and put all these beers in there. Not to mention you're moving like every 2 or 3 days. So it's not like you can set up camp, you know? So I really gave up on beer. I tried to do a couple check-ins. A couple of them were total failures. I think I did check in a couple beers on Untappd. But there wasn't a huge selection either. Most of them was American. I mean, Peroni's there. And there was one other one I saw everywhere, but like the other choices are American beers. They're just in different bottles.
In different bottles.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Time to make the chimmy fucking chongas.
You can find us at Bob and John's Podcast at gmail.com, on Buzzsprout.com, and iTunes, or
Loose and Buttery on the Twitter and Instagram. Or Facebook Live.
and on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page at Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour. I don't know what the hell happened there. I slid into some Southern accent. I think we're out of here just a little bit early tonight.
What? How many minutes have we been?
We're almost at the 50-minute mark.
Oh, you are really.
I'm tired and I gotta edit this thing, and
I chose not to bust his balls because he is tired.
Trust me, John came back here and was like, "Holy shit, what the hell's going on here?"
Fucking shitstorm around here.
Yeah.
Jesus, I barely can walk anymore.
Exactly. Shit's been it's been nonstop. Shit's flying everywhere.
Well, here's the only thing, and I feel the same way about the show and Facebook. Now that I'm not in Italy, is it uncool to share some of the things I didn't get around to?
No.
No? Because I want to, because there's certain things I took real detailed notes, because people always ask me where I'm from Italy.
Yeah.
So I took real detailed notes to explain exactly.
Technically, that's when they say that you should do it on Facebook, is when you get back, so people don't see that you're away and steal your shit.
Yeah.
That's why I never remember to check in places either. I'm too busy enjoying. I guess I'm not like these people where they need to get on Facebook. I'm at like when I went to the comedy club in Crossgates there. I did that when I got in the car because we were sitting there for a minute and I thought about it. Not during. I was too busy enjoying it.
I don't check in either.
Yeah.
Because of that. I don't want to be that into Facebook.
Yeah.
I like Facebook almost saved my ass because I thought I lost everything, and at least I would go back to get what I posted.
Oh, that is true. Yeah.
Which was pretty good. And the other thing is, like, I regret that I wasn't doing Facebook when I was in Brazil. Because by now I'd have a nice portfolio on there. You know what I mean?
Portfolio.
Facebook portfolio.
We learned a lot of shit because John went to Italy and told us a lot of shit. So how's that?
Hey,
we all learned a lot.
that's why we travel. I mean, that's why we travel. I'm really. Samantha would do it with me like that. Bam. I said we can go.
Well, maybe that's something to do in another 10 years or something. Go back.
There's a well. I'm talking about like property.
Oh, that.
I still have some. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's available.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Italia.
That would be amazing.
Italy.
So Samantha's working really hard on her Italian. So that's
Yeah.
a good step forward.
Hey, at least if that doesn't happen, at least go back, with her. Show her everything that you saw. And
I can put a different agenda together.
yeah, you could put an agenda together now and do that.
Yeah.
Got to be worth it.
Yeah, totally.
All right. Time to get out of here. Say goodnight, John.
Good night, John.
Stadler?
Yeah, what?
Is that it?
Yes, it's over. How'd you like it?
I don't know. I slept through the whole thing.
Well, you didn't miss much.
Looking for a little slab and pickle.